Shalom, and welcome back to the Cepher Daily Readings. Thank you for stopping by to follow along. I am Trish. All praise and glory to the Most High Yah in the name of the Son, Yahusha, Yahawashai, HaMashiach. I pray this is a blessing to you and may it glorify our Father, our Creator, the Almighty. We are in the book of Enoch, Chanoch, chapter 15. Then, addressing me, he spoke and said, "Hear, neither be afraid, O righteous Chanoch, you scribe of righteousness. Approach hither, and hear my voice. Go, say to the watchers of heaven, who have sent you to pray for them. You ought to pray for men, and not men for you. Wherefore have you forsaken the lofty and heavy and holy heaven, which endures forever, and have lain with women, have defiled yourselves with the daughters of men, have taken to yourselves women, have acted like the sons of the earth, and have begotten Nephilim. You, being spiritual, holy, and possessing a life which is eternal, have polluted yourselves with women, have begotten in carnal blood, have lusted in the blood of men, and have done as those who are flesh and blood do. These, however, die and perish. Therefore have I given to them women, that they might cohabit with them, that sons might be born of them, and that this might be transacted upon earth. But you, from the beginning, were made spiritual, possessing a life which is eternal, and not subject to death forever. Therefore I made not women for you, because being spiritual, your dwelling is in heaven. Now the Nephilim, who have been born of the Ruach and of flesh, shall be called upon earth evil Ruhokos, and on earth shall be their habitation. Evil Ruhokos shall proceed from their flesh, because they were created from above. From the holy watchers was their beginning and primary foundation. Evil Ruhokos shall they be upon earth, and the Ruhokos of the wicked shall they be called. The habitation of the Ruhokos of heaven shall be in heaven, but upon earth shall be the habitation of terrestrial Ruhokos, who are born on earth. The Ruhokos of the Nephilim are like clouds, which shall oppress, corrupt, fall, content, and bruise upon earth. They shall cause lamentation. No food shall they eat, and they shall be thirsty. They shall be concealed, and shall rise up against the sons of men and against women. For they come forth during the days of slaughter and destruction. Chapter 16. And as to the death of the Nephilim, wheresoever their Ruhokos depart from their bodies, let their flesh, that which is perishable, be destroyed before the judgment. Thus shall they perish until the day of the great consummation of the great world. A destruction shall take place of the watchers and the impious. And now to the watchers, who have sent you to pray for them, who in the beginning were in heaven, say, in heaven have you been. Secret things, however, have not been manifested to you, yet have you known a reprobated mystery. And this you have related to women in the hardness of your heart. And by that mystery have women and mankind multiplied evils upon the earth. Say to them, never therefore shall you obtain peace. Chapter 17. They raised me up into a certain place, where they, the angels, were like the appearance of a burning fire, and when they pleased, they assumed the likeness of men. They carried me to a lofty spot, to a mountain, the top of which reaches to heaven. And I beheld the receptacles of light and of thunder at the extremities of the place, where it was deepest. There was a bow of fire, and arrows in their quiver, a sword of fire, and every species of lightning. Then they elevated me to a babbling stream, and to a fire in the west, which received all the setting of the sun. I came to a river of fire, which flowered like water, and emptied itself into the great sea westwards. I saw every large river until I arrived at the great darkness. I went to where all of flesh migrate, and I beheld the mountains of the gloom, which constitutes winter. and the place from which issues the water in every abyss. I saw also the mouths of all the rivers in the world, and the mouths of the deep. Chapter 18. I then surveyed the receptacles of all the winds, perceiving that they contributed to adorn the whole creation and to guard the foundation of the earth. I surveyed the stone which supports the corners of the earth. I also beheld the four winds, which bear up the earth and the expanse of heaven. And I beheld the winds occupying the exalted sky, arising in the midst of heaven and of earth, and constituting the pillars of heaven. I saw the winds which turn the sky, which cause the orb of the sun and of all the stars to set. And over the earth I saw the winds which support the clouds. I saw the path of the angels. I perceived at the extremity of the earth the expanse of heaven above it. Then I passed on towards the south, where burnt both by day and night 6 mountains formed of glorious stones, 3 towards the east and 3 towards the south. Those which were towards the east were of a variegated stone, one of which was of margaret, and another of antimony. Those towards the south were of a red stone. The middle one reached to heaven like the throne of Elohim, a throne composed of alabaster, the top of which was of sapphire. I saw, too, a blazing fire hanging over all the mountains, and there I saw a place on the other side of an extended territory where waters were collected. I likewise beheld terrestrial fountains deep in the fiery columns of heaven, and in the columns of heaven I beheld fires, which descended without number. But neither on high nor into the deep, over these fountains also I perceived a place which had neither the expanse of heaven above it, nor the solid ground underneath it. Neither was there water above it, nor anything on wing, but the spot was desolate. And there I beheld 7 stars, like great blazing mountains, and like ruhokoth, entreating me. Then the angel said, This place, until the consummation of heaven and earth, will be the prison of the stars, and the host of heaven. The stars which roll over fire are those which transgressed the commandment of Elohim before their time arrived. For they came not in their proper season. Therefore he was offended with them, and bound them until the period of the consummation of their crimes in the secret year. Chapter 19. Then Uriel said, Hear the angels, who cohabitated with men, appointed their leaders, and assuming many forms, made men profane, and caused them to err, so that they sacrificed to demons as to Elohim. For in the great day of judgment with which they shall be judged, until they are consumed, and their women also shall be judged, who led astray the angels of heaven, that they might salute them. And I, Chanoch, I alone saw the likeness of the end of all things, nor did any man see it as I saw it. Chapter 20. These are the names of the angels who watch. Uriel, one of the holy angels, who is over clamor and terror. Raphael, one of the holy angels, who is over the ruhokoth of men. Raguel, one of the holy angels, who inflicts punishment on the world and the luminaries. Michael, one of the holy angels, who is over mankind virtue, commands the nations. Sarakiel, one of the holy angels, who is over the ruhokoth of the children of men that transgress. Gabriel, one of the holy angels, who is over the serpents, over paradise, and over the cherubim. Chapter 21. Then I made a circuit to a place in which nothing was completed, and there I beheld neither the tremendous workmanship of an exalted heaven, nor of an established earth, but a desolate spot, prepared and terrific. There too I beheld 7 stars of heaven, bound in it together, like great mountains, and like a blazing fire. I exclaimed, For what species of crime have they been bound, and why have they been removed to this place? Then Uriel, one of the holy angels who was with me and who conducted me, answered, Chanoch, wherefore do you ask? Wherefore do you reason with yourself and anxiously inquire? These are those of the stars which have transgressed the commandment of El Elyon, and are here bound until the infinite number of the days of their crimes be completed. From there I afterwards passed on to another terrific place, where I beheld the operation of a great fire blazing and glittering, in the midst of which there was a division. Columns of fire struggled together to the end of the abyss, and deep was their descent. But neither its measurement nor magnitude was I able to discover, neither could I perceive its origin. Then I exclaimed, How terrible is this place, and how difficult to explore! Uriel, one of the holy angels who was with me, answered and said, Chanoch, why are you alarmed and amazed at this terrific place, at the sight of this suffering? This, he said, is the prison of the angels, and here they are kept forever. Chapter 22. From there I proceeded to another spot, where I saw in the west a great and lofty mountain, a strong rock, and 4 delightful places. Internally it was deep, capacious, and very smooth as if it had been rolled over. It was both deep and dark to behold. Then Raphael, one of the holy angels who were with me, answered and said, These are the delightful places where the ruhokos, the souls of the dead, will be collected. For them were they formed, and here will be collected all the souls of the sons of men. These places in which they dwell shall they occupy until the day of judgment, and until their appointed period. Their appointed period will be long, even until the great judgment. And I saw the ruhokos of the sons of men who were dead, and their voices reached to heaven while they were accusing. Then I inquired of Raphael, an angel who was with me, and said, Whose ruach is that, the voice of which reaches to heaven and accuses? He answered, saying, This is the ruach of Habel, who was slain by Cain, his brother, and who will accuse that brother until his seed be destroyed from the face of the earth, until his seed perish from the seed of mankind. At that time, therefore, I inquired respecting him, and respecting the general judgment, saying, Why is one separated from another? He answered, 3 separations have been made between the ruhokos of the dead, and thus have the ruhokos of the righteous been separated. Namely, by a chasm, by water, and by light above it. And in the same way likewise are sinners separated when they die, and are buried in the earth, judgment not overtaking them in their lifetime. Here their souls are separated. Moreover, abundant is their suffering until the time of the great judgment, the castigation, and the torment of those who eternally execrate, whose souls are punished and bound there forever. And thus has it been from the beginning of the world. Thus has there existed a separation between the souls of those who utter complaints and of those who watch for their destruction, to slaughter them in the day of sinners. A receptacle of this sort has been formed for the souls of unrighteous men, and of sinners, of those who have completed crime, and associated with the impious, whom they resemble. Their souls shall not be annihilated on the day of judgment, neither shall they arise from this place. Then I blessed Elohim, and said, Blessed be my Adonai, Yahuwah of glory and of righteousness, who reigns over all forever and ever. Chapter 23. From there I went to another place, towards the west, unto the extremities of the earth, where I beheld a fire blazing and running along without cessation, which intermitted its course, neither by day nor by night, but continued always the same. I inquired, saying, What is this, which never ceases? Then Raguel, one of the holy angels who were with me, answered and said, "This blazing fire, which you behold, running towards the west, is all the luminaries of heaven." Chapter 24. I went from there to another place and saw a mountain of fire flashing both by day and night. I proceeded towards it and perceived 7 splendid mountains, which were all different from each other. Their stones were brilliant and beautiful. All were brilliant and splendid to behold, and beautiful was their surface. 3 were towards the east and strengthened by being placed one upon another, and 3 were towards the south, strengthened in a similar manner. There were likewise deep valleys, which did not approach each other, and the 7th mountain was in the midst of them. In length they all resembled the seat of a throne, and odoriferous trees surrounded them. Among these there was a tree of an unceasing smell. Neither of those which were in Eden was there one of all the fragrant trees which smelt like this. Its leaf, its flower, and its bark never withered, and its fruit was beautiful. Its fruit resembled the cluster of the palm. I exclaimed, "Behold, this tree is goodly in aspect, pleasing in its leaf. The sight of its fruit is delightful to the eye." Then Michael, one of the holy and glorious angels who were with me and who presided over them, answered and said, "Chanoch, why do you inquire respecting the odor of this tree? Are you inquisitive to know it?" Then I, Chanoch, replied to him and said, "Concerning everything I am desirous of instruction, but particularly concerning this tree." He answered me, saying, "That mountain which you behold, the extent of whose head resembles the seat of Yahuwah, will be the seat on which shall sit the holy and great Yahuwah of glory, the everlasting King, when he shall come and descend to visit the earth with goodness. And that tree of an agreeable smell, not one of carnal odor, there shall be no power to touch, until the period of the great judgment, when all shall be punished and consumed forever. This shall be bestowed on the righteous and humble. The fruit of the tree shall be given to the elect. For towards the north life shall be planted in the holy place, towards the habitation of the everlasting King. Then shall they greatly rejoice and exult in the Holy One. The sweet odor shall enter into their bones, and they shall live a long life on the earth as your forefathers have lived. Neither in their days shall sorrow, distress, trouble, and punishment afflict them. And I bless Yahuwah of glory, the everlasting King, because he has prepared this tree for the Kodeshim, formed it, and declared that he would give it to them. Chapter 25. From there I proceeded to the middle of the earth, and beheld a happy and fertile spot, which contained branches continually sprouting from the trees which were planted in it. Then I saw a holy mountain, and underneath it water on the eastern side, which flowed towards the south. I saw also on the east another mountain as high as that, and between them were deep but not wide valleys. Water ran towards the mountain to the west of this, and underneath there was likewise another mountain. There was a valley, but not a wide one, below it, and in the midst of them were other deep and dry valleys towards the extremity of the tree. All these valleys, which were deep but not wide, consisted of a strong rock, with a tree which was planted in them. And I wondered at the rocks and at the valleys, being extremely surprised. Chapter 26. Then I said, "What does this blessed land mean, all these lofty trees, and the accursed valley between them?" Then Uriel, one of the holy angels who were with me, replied, "This valley is the accursed of the accursed forever. Here shall be collected all who utter with their mouth unbecoming language against Elohim, and speak harsh things of his glory. Here shall they be collected. Here shall be their territory. In the latter days, an example of judgment shall be made of them in righteousness before the Kodeshim, while those who have received mercy shall forever, all their days, bless Elohim, the everlasting King. And at the period of judgment shall they bless him for his mercy, as he has distributed it to them. Then I blessed Elohim, addressing myself to him and making mention, as was proper, of his greatness. Chapter 27. From there I proceeded towards the east to the middle of the mountain in the desert, the level surface only of which I perceived. It was full of trees of the seed alluded to, and water leaped down upon it. There appeared a cataract composed of many cataracts, both towards the west and towards the east. Upon one side were trees, upon the other water and dew. Chapter 28. Then I went to another place from the desert, towards the east of that mountain which I had approached. There I beheld trees of judgment, particularly the sweet-smelling opiate, frankincense and myrrh, and trees unlike to each other. And over it, above them, was the elevation of the eastern mountain at no great distance. Chapter 29. I likewise saw another place with valleys of water which never wasted, where I perceived a goodly tree, which in smell resembled the mastic tree. And towards the sides of these valleys I perceived cinnamon of a sweet odor. Over them I advanced towards the east. Chapter 30. Then I beheld another mountain containing trees, from which water flowed like Nekitro. Its name was Sarira and Kalboniba. And upon this mountain I beheld another mountain, upon which were trees of Alba. These trees were full, like almond trees, and strong, and when they produced fruit, it was superior to all redolence. That is the end of chapter 30. Psalms, Tehilliym, chapter 58. To the chief musician, Al-Tashit, Miktam of David. Do you indeed speak righteousness, O assembly? Do you judge uprightly, O you sons of men? Yea, in heart you work wickedness. You weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stops her ear, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely. Break their teeth, O Elohim, in their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Yahuwah. Let them melt away as waters which run continually, when he bends his bow to shoot his arrows. Let them be as cut in pieces. As a snail which melts, let every one of them pass away. Like the untimely birth of a woman, that they may not see the sun. Before your pots can feel the thorns, he shall take them away as with a whirlwind, both living and in his wrath. The righteous shall rejoice when he sees vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked, so that a man shall say, truly, there is a reward for the righteous. Truly, he is an Elohim that judges in the earth. Amen to that. All praise and glory to the Most High Yah, in the name of the Son, Yahawashah, Yahusha HaMashiach. Thank you, Most High, for this time and for this moment. Thank you for your mercy. Thank you for your mercy. Thank you for your grace. I pray this reading is a blessing to you. Continue to read, study. And Yah willing, I will see you tomorrow. Shalom.